You're welcome. Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your intellectual savior of the masses and YouTube, Peter Joseph, your travel god extreme. Acknowledge me, bow down and acknowledge me, ladies, you know you want to. But anyway, I'm back here with a Wednesday evening video, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down there in my pants. Otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications. So you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face. Because you are SOL. And you better know what that means by now. If you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's that. So once again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the video if you like. Subscribe to my channels, all down below in the Shadow Realm. So do it now. And I said, and if you're watching for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself that cold one. Put your feet up, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, fuck off. Go to your dead channel with 25 subs that nobody cares about. And suck a big fat one. Before I care. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful, once again, hot Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night, and you know what that means? We got AEW Dynamite coming up in a little bit. The go-home show before this Friday's, well, actually tomorrow will be the go-home show on Ring of Honor, before Supercard of Honor, which isn't a great card. But it is the official go-home show for Dynamite. We got a Collision tomorrow night on that great station of TNT that most of you might have. So we got that, so Dynamite and Collision tonight and tomorrow. So check that out. So tonight is part one of the go-home show before All In this Saturday afternoon from Global Light Field, where the Texas Rangers play at 3 p.m. And it's not going long like it usually would, like a 5-hour show. It's going to be a little bit cut down, so about a 4, maybe close to 4.5 hours, so don't clash with Saturday Night's main event coming up at 8. So it should be over about 7, maybe 7:30 the latest, but we'll see what happens with that. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, tonight should be a great show. We'll talk about that later. But hope everybody had a great Wednesday. I had a pretty decent Wednesday. Didn't get much bad news. I did get my MRI results today, and well, it wasn't bad as I thought, thank the Lord. But I do have chronic arthritis because I'm getting old. In my neck and my neck, my spine, and my whole back is completely shot. My knee. So it's just chronic arthritis. So really, my physical therapist said, more physical therapy for that age, and more exercising at home and blah 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 blah. So I can still work within some of my limitations, but we'll see what happens with that. So nothing bad, nothing new, nothing serious. So pretty much the same, but I still have some bulging and herniated discs, and some tightening and narrowing of the spine. So not great news, but it could have been worse. I could have had spinal stenosis, but I don't have that, thankfully. I do have some a little bit of levoscoliosis, which is a mild form of scoliosis, but with enough PT that I'm getting on my shoulders, my neck, and my back, I should be hopefully good as new within the next few months. It's gonna take a long time because I'm old as fuck, so. But it could have been a lot worse. Sorry, haters, I ain't going anywhere. I wish you was hurt very bad. I wish your dick fell off. How about that? You got something worse than I did, but it is what it is. Moving on. All right. Before we get to Dynamite, let's talk about your official NXT review. for last night's show, July the 8th, 2025. And as always, we are emanating from home base, the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And the usual commentary team, the man with the creepy jacket, lots of candy, and he's 40 today. He's a man. Doesn't have a beard, but he's a man. He's 40 years old today, and that man is Vic Joseph, so happy birthday to you, you bastard. Corey Slave, and the man who drinks a lot of Kool-Aid and smokes more fucking weed than you do. The five-time. Well, actually, six-time heavyweight champion, the two-time Hall of Famer. You know him, you love him. Stephen Ricord can't get enough of him. And that's, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, the Kool-Aid man himself. Booker T, sucker. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, we got that. Alright, this is the official go-home show before NXT, the Great American Bash, this Saturday afternoon, going head-to-head with All In, and pretty much getting swallowed up. Same thing with Saturday's main event. And then we got Evolution 2, Electric Boogaloo on Sunday night, which looks actually a little bit better than what I thought. I might actually enjoy it. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we start the show off with Absolute Ricky Starks, you know, Issa's nephew. He's running the gauntlet with the Vanity Project from Evolve. That's Jackson Drake, Brad Baylor, and who's the other guy? I think it's Ricky Smokes, not Ricky Starks, but Ricky Smokes. Not related. And if Ricky Starks wins, he goes on to face Ethan Page at the Bash in a stipulation of his choosing for the North American title. Alright, so it starts off with Brad Baylor of the Vanity Project. Ricky beats him in 3 minutes. Did I say 3 minutes? Yeah, Ricky makes a quick comeback after a beautiful spinning butterfly suplex by the guy that looks like Shane Douglas, like circa Dudes with Attitude from WCW. So Ricky makes a comeback, hits a springboard tornado DDT. 1, 2, 3, eliminates Brad Baylor. Adios. Ricky Smokes comes in, gets a quick suplex for a near fall on Ricky. Go to break, come right back. Ricky Smokes hits a fireman's carry backbreaker for a near fall. And then Mr. Ricky Starks comes back, grabs an overhead belly to belly for a near fall. Then an atomic drop, interesting, 1921, into a jackknife roll up. And Ricky Starks wins again, so Ricky Smokes, bye-bye, you're out of here. And then Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion, with his title not on the line, he comes in. After that, they have a pretty good tussle. But in the end, Ricky hits Rochambeau. 1, 2, 3, and officially 12 minutes to get the win. He gets on the mic and says, "You, Ethan, me, you, Falls Count anywhere in Atlanta for the North American title." I'm like, yep, please. You know, that match is going to be insane. I hope Ricky wins back the belt. I really do, because I think Ethan Page is pretty much going to the main roster probably by SummerSlam or maybe after SummerSlam. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know where Zeta Steele it was. She's just stuck on Evolve. She's part of the fucking Vanity Project, but why can't we have her on NXT? Why can't we have good things, Mr. Hickenbottom? Shawn Michaels, you bastard. Still owe me a job, Shawn. Hunter, you too. So DX, you owe me a job. Alright, we're in the back. Delta and Sol Ruka, or Ruka, they all fight up for the women's tag team title match at Evolution, where they gotta get through Charlotte and Lexi. Then Raquel and Roxy and Raquel Rodriguez, and the Kabuki Warriors, my two amazingly hot Asian wives, Asuka and Kairi. We gotta get through them. I don't think they will. But then Lainey Reed of Evolve says, "I should be in the Battle Royal." And then she's asked, "What have you done to earn a spot in the Battle Royal?" And then really she doesn't have anything to say. Like, oh shit, you got me there. So we're supposed to find out from Ava Raine the participants from NXT in the Women's Battle Royal for a title shot at Clash in Paris. That's Paris for you dumb people at home. Alright, so we got all that. Alright, then we see a couple of videos with the lovely Blake Monroe, Mariah May, looking scrumptious. Her titties are popping out. Alright, she blew off a training session with Jordynne Grace, who wants her to have a glamorous workout. Grace like, alright. They go to like a spa. Kind of like a spa. They get manicures and mani-pedis and shit. Both of them look great. Get a massage. By two women, obviously. They're gonna be men. Should have been me giving at least Blake Monroe a fucking massage. You know, I get too nervous with Jordynne Grace because Jonathan Gresham might be behind me, about to kick my ass. I'm gonna meet Jonathan Gresham next week. I met him before, but yeah. And I met Jordynne Grace too, so I met both of them. So I was like, great. Because I'm Mr. VIP, a very important Peter, and you're not. So acknowledge the prophecy, because we meet very important people. All you meet is the garbage can, because that's where you live. I digress. Alright, we move on. Alright, back to the ring we go. Tavion Heights is trying to get out of Catch Point 3.1, but he has to face Mr. Eagle's son Charlie Dempsey to get out of there. Great match, really sick spot, right on the apron, and I think Charlie Dempsey tripped Tavion, and Tavion fell right between the freaking steps and the ring post. Ow! And his leg got all messed up, and then Charlie Dempsey took advantage of that, put him in different submission holds, but Tavion wouldn't tap out, and then, you know, he puts him in the STF, and then my girl Manny Wankowski, what are you doing? Threw in the towel. So Tavion still technically in Catch Point 3.1. Charlie Dempsey gets the win. Pretty good match. Moving on. Alright, Hank and Spank are in the back. They're ready for their tag team title match against the Culling. Sean Spears and Nico. And then Lexis King is walking around with his headphones on, playing with the freaking gate. I'm like, what are you doing? And then bouncy, Javon Evans comes in, gives him a little pep talk, and then the pastor, Jasper Troy, comes in and wrecks the fuck out of him. And then later on, while commentary was talking amongst themselves, Jasper cuts a impromptu promo on Bouncy. Says, Ava Raine says, hey, I should be in a triple threat match with Oba and Iamura for the NXT World title. And then Bouncy comes out, they have a big old fight, and then Bouncy with a flippy dippity-doo on everybody. So I guess they're gonna get a rematch, probably at the Bash. I really could care less, but, you know. Alright, we got that. Alright, there we go to, speaking of tag team matches, Mike Santana, another guy I'm gonna meet next week, and say his name, and he appears, I believe in Joe Hendry. Alright, they team up against High Rise, Tyreek Igve, and Tyson DuPont with Wes Lee at ringside. And then we see Natalia Maxine Dupri coming into the building. Ivy Nile also came into the building. Zelina Vega, oh yes. She comes in. We'll talk about them later. Pretty decent match. Trick Willie! Shovel, the Teenage Champ, comes out to try to distract Santana and Joe Hendry, but it backfired as Santana hits Spin the Block, that discus lariat clothesline on Tyson DuPont for the win. But after the match, Trick Willie gets the upper hand and then drops Santana with the trick shot. Joe Hendry goes after him, and then High Rise comes back in and they beat the fuck out of Mike Santana. And we'll have to see what happens on Saturday with that contract signing. I don't know why you have a TNA contract signing on an NXT pay-per-view, mind you, and the pay-per-view is not for another week or so. It's next Sunday. Why can't we do it on TNA Impact Wrestling? I didn't get that, but anyway, moving on. Alright, then we go look at Yoshiki Inamura the legend, becoming number one contender to Oba, Femi's NXT title. Last week we saw him beat Jasper Troy to get that. Oh, I think he beat I think he beat who did he beat? He beat Trick, right? I think he beat Trick Willie to get the title shot. I forget. But anyway, and then we see various Japanese stars from Pro Wrestling Noah. Nice. And then we see the great Muta Keiji Muto. And my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky. Oh, I love her. They believe in Inamura. They give him a little pep talk. Not just gonna help, but we get that. Alright, then we have Dark State, another promo from Dark State. Cutler, Sugar Ali, Dion Lennox, and Osiris Griffin. They brag about invading TNA last week and suggest they're coming for the tag team titles. Which one? TNA or NXT's? I hope NXT's, because who's gonna beat Hank and Spank at this point? I'm hoping Dark State now, but we'll see. Alright, then we get Oba, Femi, and Yoshiki Inamura with Josh Briggs for a face-to-face. Inamura says, "You are my greatest challenge, but I am ready. After the match, we have sushi." No, he didn't say that. I guess the support of his friends and family. And then Oba's like, "It's good that you have support, because maybe those people can pick up the pieces of your rotten carcass." And he's like, "Nobody's taking this title from me." And then Briggs like, "Oh, I'm a big boy." You know, Inamura beat Jasper Troy. Okay, beat Jasper Troy, and a lot more easily than you did. So that kind of pissed off Oba a little bit. And he's like, "Inamura is a man of honor, but I'm not. So I'll do everything I can to make sure my good buddy wins the title. And this is their chance." I think they're gonna break up, because, I mean, something's gonna happen. Like, "Oh, you fucked me up! Oh, you fucked me up! What are you doing? Stupid American!" You know? So yeah, and then they have a big old brawl. Oba, takes, I think he took out Briggs, and then Inamura pretty much takes Oba out a little bit, but that's that. Alright, let's see what happens with that. Alright, Jordan Grace shows up for Blake Monroe's makeover, rips some sleeves off, like I mentioned before, at the salon, or the spa. I took you to the spa. I took you to the spa. Spa. Spock! No, not you, Spock. You guy with a small... Never mind. So we get that. Alright, so we got that, and Jordan admits she kind of likes, this little pampering with Blake Monroe, and they're ready for a tag team match against Fatal Influence at the Bash. So, I don't know if it's going to be JC Jane, or Fallon Henley, or Fallon and my girl Jasmine Nix, who looked great last night. Oh! Gotta do the Shane Douglas for that one. Holy shit. Alright, so we move on with that. Alright, then we go back to the ring. Kaylani Jordan, Ms. Him, as she's now engaged to be married to Mr. Carmelo Hayes. Very nice, very nice. Invite me to the wedding, dude. Anyway, so Kaylani Jordan takes on Lainey Reed. It was a pretty good match. Get my notes. Just under 4.5 minutes. Back and forth they went. Lainey pulls out a Boston Crab circa 1921. That gets broken up. Kaylani hits a handspring elbow into a nip up. Impressive. But her leg gets her leg and back cranked and messed up. Lainey catches her up top, gets shoved down, and then that leads to Kaylani hitting one of a kind! RVD's little move, well, his theme song. The split-legged moonsault, 1, 2, 3, Kaylani Jordan gets the win. It was very nice. And then after the match, the crazy bitch, Thea Hale comes out, and they, pretty much, her and Lainey Reed fight to the back. So we had a cat fight! Alright, AEW Dynamite is live from Garland, Texas. The start of the Texas little stretch this week. We got Moxley and Claudio teaming up with the Bucks to take on Shibata, Hobbs, Ocean Spray, which was whoa, and the Hangman, Adam Page, in an all-star 8-man tag team match. That's probably the main event. We got Mark Briscoe and MJF in a promo battle. Nobody cares about that. We know MJF's gonna drop a nuke. We got Mercedes Moné, the CEO, and Timeless Tony Storm in a face-to-face, and we're gonna start off with that. Alright, so we got a face-to-face with Mercedes Moné, coming out in her best Texas gear, looking like trying to be Beyonce. She's looking good. Look at those. Oh, damn. No, she used to be on my top 5 list. I had since Asuka, Kairi, and Io are number 1, 2, and 3, she was my number 4. But I had a bumper for Mina, my girl Mina Shirakawa. And by the way, my girl Kairi, my second wife, I love you. Thank you for once again liking my tweet on Twitter, and it's the actual Kairi account. No, not a fake account, not a BS bot account. It's the real account. Just like Rosemary proved the prophecy is real, Kairi liked my tweet, and it's real. And they posted it up on my Facebook page. So, you think it's fake? Try to prove it, bitch. Because you can't prove anything else. Right, Brit boy? But I digress. Alright, moving on. So, Thea Hale and Laney Reed fight to the back. Blah, 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 blah. Moving on. Alright, then we see Jasper Troy jumping bouncy in the trainer's room, which led to Jasper's promo after Tony D, my cousin Tony D, gets me a chicken palm hero for $2. You, get it for $10.50 at your local pizza place. Tony D and the family, they're sitting down. Rizzo is back. I don't trust you. And Rizzo tries to get the family, back together, but Stax, doesn't want to even hear about that. She says, I went to Ava Rain. We got a triple threat match for Stax Heritage Cup. So it's Tony D, Luca Crucifino, the guy that lives downstairs from you, and Stax. Triple threat match for the Heritage Cup. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's rounds or whatever, but we got that. This is going to be the final battle. So the family's splitting up, going their own way. Stax says, I'm bigger than all of you and I can take it. And the other people can't take it. There's Timeless Tony Storm. Something about protein. Crispy, creamy protein from Nature Valley. What? What did I miss? I miss everything. Eat that cake. Oh, take off the shoe. She's getting serious. She got some big old fucking legs, and thighs. Look like those. Tony, your quads are thick, Tony! Yeah. I wonder what Juice Robinson thinks of those legs and thighs. When she basically bams on his dick. Should have been me. But I get that later from Rosa. Ha ha! Moving on. So that triple threat match next week, and then everybody gets up, they're about to fight, and then really nothing happens. They just stare at each other. We got some champagne. Pissy piss. We got some pissy piss. But I got some. You know what's in there. Anyway, alright, so we got that. Moving on. So, triple threat match for the Heritage Cup. My cousin Tony D, Stax, Mahomes, and the fake lawyer himself, Luca Crucifino. And that's that. Alright, did I mention Bouncy getting his revenge on Jasper Troy? He dies on the security, and the big man. We get that. Alright, then Tatum Paxley, the creepy girl, that's now part of the Culling, likes being part of the Culling, and who are ready to win the tag team belts from Hank and Spank. Alright, so we get to that match, which I thought was the main event, which wasn't. Under 11-minute match, back and forth. Nico and Shawn Spears hit their finisher. And then Izzy Dame gets a cheap shot so Spears can grab an implant DDT for a near fall. And then Del Ruka come out. They take out Tatum and Izzy, leaving Hank and Spank to hit their Power Slam neckbreaker combo on Shawn Spears. They get the winner retain. Fuck! I so wanted the Colleen to win. I hope Izzy wins the North American title, because I'm getting kind of sick of Sol Ruka with that belt, and I think Delta is going to be the one to fuck it up. And then the eventual slow heel turn of Delta. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sol retains, and then at Evolution, that's probably be where the seed is planted for the heel turn. The heel turn starts beginning, and then probably as we get to the rest of this month and into August, probably at Heat Wave, Sol Ruka versus Delta for the North American title, and Delta beats her ass. I mean, we'll see. Let's sit down and have some pissy piss. One-on-one, I was getting a bit thin up there. Okay. But they're gonna order some bean steak. Euphemism for urination. What the hell are they talking about? Koala bears and shit? Koala bears? Where's Kevin Steen when I need him? Kevin, you're not a nice guy! Oh, I got a panda here. Panda! Kevin Steen might be a mean guy, but he loves those animals. Right, Johnny Gargano? You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, PWG. That's that. Alright, so Hank and Spank retain the belts, and I gave two shits. Alright, then we got a Great American Bash rundown. And then we go to the trainer's room with Cale Dixon and Chase Du! With, Uriah Connors. Mr. Chase is there. Cale can't wrestle because he has high blood pressure caused by nerves. He's like, I'm freaking out! Freak out, macho man, oh yeah! Some Jim! Oh yeah! Yeah, right, Miss Elizabeth! That's right, Randy. Thank you, guys, thank you. Hi, Liz, how you doing? Hi, Mr. Joseph, how you doing? Oh, you look great. As always, Miss Elizabeth. Should be the whole thing. You look great. Randy, you always look, yourself. Regal, as you always are. Oh, yeah, macho man, always looking great. Raining down from heaven. Is that right, Miss Elizabeth? That's right, Randy. Alright, take care. Now, moving on. Alright, so Mr. Chase isn't happy, but he seems to be like, I understand your pain. Pussy. Alright, we get that. Whoops, I went ahead of my notes. Alright, and then we get to the Evolution Summit. Ava Raine comes out. She announces that Jada Parker, Luna Faisese, Kaylani Jordan, Lash Legend, who gets shit done. Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, and Tatum will be in a battle royal. And then Fatal Influence comes out. JC Jane and Fallon, don't call her Dawn Henley, and my girl Jasmine Nix. Her titties were popping out. So they come out, and Ava was saying, we were just talking about you. And then JC goes on a rant about I'm the focal point of the show. But then Big Mama Pump Jordan Grace comes out, says, I'm going to take your title on Sunday. And then Lash Legend comes in and says, I'm going to win a battle royal in my hometown of ATL at Hotlanta. And then Not P Badass Stephanie Vaquer comes out and says Jordan Grace is going to win the belt for shadowing anyone. And then she's going to win the battle royal. And then Maxie and Natty Natalya, they come out and they say, we'll be the last two in the battle royal. And then I think she said, the Dungeon Dolls were, some shit with Natalya. Alright, Tony and Mercedes toast to their match, and then Mercedes just spit it out. Come on, really? Ooh. Tony tried for the money maker, and Mercedes got out of it. But damn, Mercedes is cranking. Really now, dude? You love that champagne. I mean, you licked that cake last week. lick that cake, you like you would lick the bottom of my balls up to my cock. I mean, well, you know what I mean. My balls up to my, my ginormous penis. And then you just get on top of me and ride me to death. But, and I was just like, forget it, you're done. I'm done. I'm like, I'm done. Why you even shout on me? I'm done. Shit. Seems like Tony Storm would do. Alright, Tony takes the AEW title. I'm the bitch! I'm the bitch! That's gonna be an epic match this Saturday. Epic match. I really hope Tony Storm wins and does not make Mercedes Hogan a 7-belt champion. That's that. Alright, now we're gonna hear from the AEW World Champ, Jon Moxley! Talking about his Texas Death match with the Hangman Adam Page. That's gonna be bloody as fuck. And then talking about that 8-man tag too, so I'm not gonna really care. Mox is pissed. It's like a promo before, kind of like a promo that he would do when he would fight Nick fucking Gage. That summer was crazy. Where Nick Gage had the GCW World title, and then Moxley got it, and then Nick Gage got it back, and then he lost it thanks to Mox. Crazy shit. They had wars. Wars in GCW. Alright, we got that. Alright, then Jada Parker pops up in the crowd. Julia's behind her. Then we see Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega, come to ringside. And Jada's pissed. She's like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat you bitches down. Blah, blah, blah. And then everyone gets in the ring. We have a big old cat fight. And then Natty got a bloody lip from Lash and really lashed out at her. And that pretty much ends the show. So, it was a good ending, now it's making me want to watch Evolution to see what's going to happen in some of those great matches we're going to see on Sunday night. Basically NXT is putting Evolution on its back right now. We'll see how it comes out. And we move on. Alright, Moxley with his promo. We got the Bucks promo with their garbage on it. Who's? Oh yeah. Okay. They got their like a Mount Rushmore thing. Basically, the two of them on two sides. Weird. The founding fathers of AEW. Well, they're here in Garland, Texas, and they're taking on Swerve and Ocean Spray with their EVP titles on the line. And if the Bucks win, then Swerve and Ocean Spray cannot go for the world title for up to 1 calendar year. So, we shall see what happens with that. I think Swerve and Ocean Spray will get the win there, but we'll see. Alright, we have the Ring of Honor World Champion, Bandido Esse. He's going to be in a match, I think in a match. I don't know what match this is. Probably in a regular one-on-one. He's going to, Bandido, this Friday night at Supercard of Honor, is going to be taking on the man from Japan, the Keshta. And now we got Brody King. Who? Brody King looks like a bank robber from hell, He's from hell. Well, he is in, well, technically is in the Hounds of Hell with Julia Hart and Buddy Murphy, who's still injured. He's not really injured. He's at home banging Mommy Rhea Ripley. Bastard. I think this is a tag team match. Alright, Mystico is was going to be in the Battle Royal. I think he got number 3. Mark Briscoe got number 1. MJF got number 2. Alright, so Bandido and Brody King are taking on Takeshita. Does he have the New Japan belt? No, he does not. I know he is a champion, I think in did he win the Never Openweight title? One of those ridiculous Japanese titles. And I think he's teaming up with Fletcher. So I think I hear his music. Yep, that's it. Alright, Mr. Pink Boy himself, Kyle Fletcher, coming out with Don Callis with his tag team match. Player. With Teddy Long. I think I read something that Teddy Long's son died. Or somebody died. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, my heartfelt condolences go out to Teddy Long and his family. But let me get that. Alright, so that ends NXT. And I thought it was a pretty good show. 7.25 out of 10 stars. And we'll see what happens this Saturday afternoon at the Bash. And Sunday night at Evolution 2 Electric Boogaloo. And we get that. Alright guys, I am out of here. I'm going to watch the rest of Dynamite. And then I will be back later right here on the channel with your official AEW Dynamite review. I will be doing it tonight because I will not be around tomorrow because I have to go to the dentist and I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow for doing a video, if I have a voice and I can actually talk out my mouth because I'm getting a bridge done on this side of my mouth's getting all bridged up, so I want to get my smile back. And eventually I'm going to get a partial here, I'm going to get 2 taken out here, but I might get a partial back here or it's just going to be gone. So, so it's a lot of Roto-Rooter I need in the next month or 2. But I would say by the time we hit the fall, maybe by, give or take, October, maybe before Halloween, I'm going to have a new pretty smile for all you ladies out there. So, and that makes Rosa really happy too. So. She likes my smile. You know, she gets really you know, when I had all my teeth. Now I have one less tooth, but you know, we still get it on. But most of the time, she's doing the work. But I think alright, I'm out of here, guys. It's getting dark. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Hey, yeah. Knocking on heaven's door. Okay, I'm not gonna sing. Axel! Hi, Axel! I should do a whole video series where I'm just a cappella singing. You would love that, right? Wouldn't you? You make fun of me. I don't give a shit. Singing like Ronnie James Dio songs or some shit. You're just a label in the dark. We're off to the witch. You may never return. You're the last in line. Okay. It's always a mystery. Okay. And then, you know, maybe I'll break out some Metallica tunes. Ooh, ah, ooh, ee, ooh. Bingo was his name. Oh, yeah. Hey, Lars, play that great hit song that we just played. What song is gonna make our testicles crop up our nose? You know, what do you think about that, James? Yeah, you know, I might actually do some of that. Maybe. I can't play the music behind it because, you know, copyright. Even though I would get a copyright claim. Then again, sometimes, you know, with the WWE version music, I don't know how I got blocked with that playing that music. I got blocked in Russia. Everybody else can see it, but people in Russia, and they're like, oh, why don't we play the Russian national anthem? No. I want to hear the American music. No, go listen to Putin. I'll put your pipe in your Putin. Whatever. We move on with that. But yeah, I might do some more like a cappella singing maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Hey, if you want to hear it, I'll do it. It's not going to be great. It's going to be like less karaoke-ish. Whee! Can catch it with a flippy dibbity-doo. Onto Bandito, and here comes Brody King. Oh my God! The big man with a big flippy dibbity-doo. Whoo! Alright, we got that. Alright, guys, I am out of here now. I'm going to watch the rest of Dynamite. and I'll be back later with my review. But until next time, if you're not down with that, and once again, 7.25 out of 10 stars for my review of NXT. Great show, and we'll see what happens this weekend with a Bash and Evolution. And that's it. Alright. Oh, we got a 4-way for the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet. We got Dekla, Ty Mello, and 2 other people. So we'll see what happens with that. Chris Statlander at number 1. I'm assuming Willow's in that match. So Willow might be number 2. So we'll see. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk about everything AEW a little bit later. But until next time, my friends, peace.